A big hello once again to everyone watching, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, where we are currently in Bristol at Bristol Temple Meads on the Great Western Main Line on our UK save. I've also made a few changes off stream, so I've expanded our fleet, which is why I'm kind of broke at the moment, and also why the earnings are so far in the negative. We gloss over that, but in the meantime, what I did do, if you notice, every single train that we have in our fleet is now 2 coaches long. They can carry 120 people. So now we're not going to have horrendous overcrowding, especially at Bristol Temple Meads and Exeter St David's. I've also changed the name of, I think it was like Heartlands, down in Cornwall, down here. I changed it to Barnstable because I feel like that makes more sense for the local area. And then I've also changed Dorchester to Bournemouth, because again, I just feel like personally that just makes a lot more sense. And sort of what the plan would be today, I feel like I'd love to make it a goal to just expand the Great Western Main Line, come actually all the way down to Truro, maybe rename that to Penzance, since that would make more sense, since it is on the very tippity-tip edge of sort of the UK. Maybe start a ferry service between Penzance and Waterford or Cork in Ireland, and then maybe get like a sort of coastal service along this coast of Ireland into Northern Ireland. Sort of see how I feel on that. Whether or not it is worthwhile actually expanding. Oh, hello, Crazy. Not playing the campaign mode. Playing a I can't even say that. Megalomaniac Vanilla Tropical Map, well, almost Vanilla. Using a few mods like Real Capacity. My biggest city is in 1903 has a population of 900s. Now that is something. Blimey, imagine like having one of these cities with like 900 population. Actually, I say that, London over here is already with 800. Speaking of, horrific congestion outside Paddington Station. The Paddington shuttle does kind of need one extra bus on it. And then also our service down to Brighton. This, I'm feeling like it's time to replace it with a train. So, can't come to the bank. The bank doesn't want to loan me anything at the moment. Maybe rename Angsley to Holyhead. Let's see where that is. Where is Angsley? There it is. Do you know what? You're right, actually. That is going to be Holyhead, because that would make more sense. The Holyhead's ferry, where does it land in Ireland? I can't remember if it's... Is it straight over to Dublin? I don't think it is. Maybe it's Belfast. I don't know if it's Ireland or Northern Ireland. Holyhead ferry. Oh, it is to Dublin. So that will be recreated. Well, I'll put my town growth for public, private and goods to 200%. Well, I'll let you into a little secret on this save. Town growth is actually 125% on public transport, goods, everything else, and sort of pollution, traffic, that sort of thing. It's only 75%, so that's a little behind the scenes, if you like, for this series. I do feel like the Brighton shuttle does really need another bus now. Get one more. Oh, nope, it was payday as it turns out, and now I'm broke. Story of my life. Right, so we'll just sit here, a bit like a lemon, just waiting. Now we do have enough money, so I'll buy one extra bus to go on the Brighton main line. We don't really have any other vehicles that we can upgrade to at the moment. Well, I kind of have 2 continents, one with European city names and one with Asian city names. European city names, they're all British because I can't be bothered to change them and I'll make good money. Do you know what? I don't blame you. British is close enough to European. I mean, like, you could have it worse. You could have all your names be in French, which, gonna be honest, don't know why it's set like that. Kind of wish it wasn't. For some reason, in the UK, it's still all English, which I'm glad for, but then over in the Netherlands and in Belgium, I guess Belgium does make sort of sense that it'll be French, because Belgium basically is like half French and half German. Or is it half Dutch? Can't remember, actually. No, I think it's half Dutch. Belgium's like half Dutch, half Brum is sort of growing alright. Maybe it would be worthwhile getting a sort of bus service up to Cambridge, or just something to reduce down this traffic, because that is a nightmare. Service down to Brighton, almost fully laden. The sort of delay in our shuttle service. I really want to do something about this road situation over here. That's not an ideal state of affairs. Best moneymaker is a woodship route. Makes 4 mil. Just change them to English names. You could have Dover to Calais ferry routes. Yeah, well, they call it. Oh yeah, Flemish. That is true. Forgot the word about that. Sorry, the word for that even. Hello, Minnie. Dover to Calais. I feel like it might be worthwhile doing that, but like I'm going so far into the bread, I don't actually know what's happening. Sort of is a bit worrying. Has our train route started losing? The train route isn't losing us money. Then if I look at my lines overview, nothing's actually losing us a large amount of money apart from the Liverpool to Manchester route, which actually isn't making any money whatsoever. Now I'm going to set it on an ambitious mission, because I do think they can drive all the way down. I think one of these I'm going to move over, and you're going to go over onto the Brighton to Paddington route, which again, very ambitious. In fact, actually, I want to follow this bus's journey all the way down to Brighton from Liverpool. So, this is starting the bon voyage, if you like. Do you know what I should do, actually? Scrap that. What I'm going to do, since I do want it to make some money, I'm actually... There you go. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so it takes a long way around. It has to go via Sheffield, Boston, Cambridge. If I could, I would actually put some extra stops over there. So this... Where is this going? Church Lane. No, I wanted to go down to Lower Manchester first. I wanted to pick up people because I actually want the bus to make money when it goes down to Brighton. And then once you build a channel tunnel, you can delete the ferry. Do you know what? I might actually keep both of them because I do plan on doing the channel tunnel. So I'll do a railway underneath the English Channel. I also just realised there's nothing on the Isle of Wight. They could have at least put like Rye, maybe Shanklin down here, something tiny, 2 tiny little hamlets. Get them completely to overtake the island. Okay, I want it to literally wait down here and start filling up with people. In fact, what I shall do, manage line at Lower Manchester, I want you to full load any. Full load all, because I want you to, no. I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay in there until you get a full load of people to come down to Brighton. Unless there's a bunch of people down here. I don't think there is. Question is anyone actually going to come down to Brighton? They're not. Okay, this account is scaring me because it's really, really far in the reds. That's sort of making us some money. Which one of our trains is just like not currently pulling its weight pretty much? So that's making 300 grand. This is making 300 grand. This is not. So what I will do is this train, you can lose this carriage. That gives us a healthy $1 million to play with. And what I will do is, in the meantime, then also build a bus stop in Sheffield for this bus route, and then via Boston, or maybe via Brum. Do you know what? I wanted to go via like all the population centres, so it will actually go via Brum and then into Cambridge to then come down into London and then straight down to Brighton. So this is ambitious, to say the least. Via Victoria Road in Sheffield, via Birmingham, and then via Cambridge. And then it can sort of... don't really want it to serve this, to go via this road, because that's really, really congested. So it would actually be quicker for it to come via here. So it will come via Queen's Road, and then via Church Lane down in Brighton, and then back up. Then via Church Street once more, to then go via Manchester Road, and then via Victoria Road. Although, make it so that it doesn't serve this road, because that is congested. And then, now, let it sit there and just wait. It has not gotten a full load. Once again, this is an ambitious coach trip that I've not allocated two coaches onto. Don't know, almost a few millions in 1905 landscaping. Can you give the bus routes numbers? One cities with 6 different goods. Is this in the Isle of Man or one in the Shetlands? There is not one on the Isle of Man, and there are... The Shetlands just don't even exist. To answer your question, they're in the void. Hello, Alex. Can I give the bus routes numbers? I can. What I can do is come over here. So, what I'd say... a good one. So, Bristol to Cardiff, I'd say, what would be a good sort of bus route number for this? So this I feel like would be the X60. That's Bristol to Cardiff. This can be the X1. Manchester to Brighton. Liverpool to Manchester. This can be... Oh, what's the route that connects these two? Could always go with the 192, because I know that's an iconic route in Manchester. The Bristol Shuttle. Bristol Shuttle, that can be... I'll probably just go with the 60, since it ties in with the X60, even though this is not an express version of that. Which town is meant to be in Boston's place? That is a good question, actually, to be honest. I'd say that this is supposed to be more Ely, I'd say, or Ely. Let's see. Or you could also have, I suppose, Peterborough, Kings Lynn, or like Lincoln, because that's all pretty much in the same area. It's all around here. Boston is a town in the UK. That is very true. America did sort of steal place names from the UK. That's why you have York and then you have New York in America. Because obviously they tried to make things all shiny and new, but in fact they've just made everything worse. Because let's be entirely honest, I'd much rather be living up in York than in New York. Although one does have a subway system and the other doesn't, so... You know, maybe I would actually live down in New York. I just realised this is a horrendous tailback. Okay, so amount of people wanted to travel from Brum. Oh, there we... Okay, so I think this is actually on its way down to Brighton now, impressively. Okay, so next up is London. Oxford. Oxford does need a railway station. I feel like it'll be worthwhile probably diverting one of my trains, since we have the infrastructure, we have the railway here. If I add in just another railway station over here for Oxford, that can then connect down to London. It's a very big market. The only thing is to get it in a position. Oh, don't want to be wasting any money needlessly. So I want 2 tracks, white stone, or maybe go with London Brick. Maybe I should have probably gone with London Brick for Paddington, to be honest. 160 meters, that's fine for now. Standard, high speeds. Let's just go standard rails from that for now. Catenary, don't need that. Put it down there, and then this will all be single tracked for now. 125 miles per hour. And then this can sorta... Okay. This is a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. Oh. Game isn't liking what I'm doing either. To be honest, what I would have done was... the massive mountain range in the way. That's the problem. Can always go over the mountain. But then that's going to be very expensive to actually like come back down. In fact, actually more impossible. Why they even wanted to go to Birmingham? Do they have Blackpool in game? It's so annoying when you have 25 trucks, like a 3-minute journey, and still not enough. That is very true. What I find in those situations, you have to replace it with a railway line. We do not have Blackpool. We have Lancaster, which... Is that even a city? No, it is. But it's a small one. I don't know why. It should really be Blackpool, to be honest. I feel like Blackpool's bigger than Lancaster. Okay, so this mountain range being here is extremely annoying. Gonna need to figure out a way of like, crossing this without breaking the bank, because we don't have the funds really to be doing much. What is the X1 up to? Is it down? I actually believe it almost is down to Brighton. By the time it reaches down there, hopefully it can make some money. Then we'll probably pack up this route. Or we could always just put more buses on it, to be honest. Oh, there you go. 4 people coming down to Brighton. Most people actually just wanted to get off here in London, which is fair enough. Sheffield, Brum, a lot of people wanted to come down. From Manchester, a lot of people also wanted to come down. Honestly, it might be worthwhile actually. Where is it? The 192. These 2 vehicles could probably go on the X1 for now, just because 192 is not incredibly busy. It is, but it's not at the same time. I feel like this is the more lucrative route at the moment. It's not exactly the fastest, but it's cheap as well. You can make it as if it wasn't complete. That's true. I mean, at the moment I am. There's just a level crossing here that will probably not see a train in a good couple of years, considering how actually far in the red we are at the moment. Although in saying that, having $1 million in the bank does help. That does sort of mean we can build this railway. Hopefully my game doesn't crash. It is a bit unstable. This is why, honestly, you need to, as soon as you have money, you need to build stuff. Because all I want to do is just connect this up and I'm going to move one of my trains over onto this route. Because now I'm just going to be sat here waiting. And now I'm back in the negatives. What is... This route, to be honest, is really just not making much money. Which is such a huge problem. So that's okay down there. We have another train pulling in. It's not making money quick enough, I should actually specify. Yeah, another train over there. 400k. It might be possible to make it on the cheap. And sadly, it is not. I have literally ran out of money, probably about 100 yards away. Well, this is a sorry state of affairs. Buses are so terrible in game, that's true. 53 capacity tram. How much capacity is the tram? Trams, that's actually very true actually, now that I think about it. Trams, again, it's just one of those things I was harp on about how the UK doesn't have enough trams, but yeah, I don't build trams myself. Should probably upgrade some of my buses into trams, especially the busier routes. Like Paddington Shuttle is quite busy. The Brighton Shuttle is, to be honest, not very busy, but that's because it's also being replaced and supplemented by the X1 Shuttle. The X1 Express, I should say. Which should hopefully eventually make us some money once they're able to leave the traffic jam leading up into Sheffield. Which is actually terrible. Yeah, that's actually really tragic. Right, so as soon as I come into any form of money, I'm going to complete this route. I'm going to move one of my trains over to this Oxford route. Let's see. Still Temple Meads. This train has 100 people on it, so it should hopefully make us some money. This train behind it only has 32. I think there are just too many trains on this route, honestly. That's 60. Hopefully this can make us about $1 million by the time it arrives into Paddington. Destinations, I assume most of them are London and Birmingham, which I will create a bus route as well once I get the money, complete this railway, get a little shuttle going in between the two cities. Oh, that gave me $1 million, but like that's just not enough. And further into the red here. Investments, is that just because tracks? I guess that's largely my fault. Okay, so this is turned red, which is concerning and worrying. I sold that. Did this. Okay, so scratch all the upgrades that I did off camera. Get that going. Put some signals in. Not any electric signals because this is still the early 1900s. Still get some semaphores. There'll be one train an hour shuttling between London and Oxford, with buses supplementing. Get a little stop like this. Comes up around like this. Picks up most of Oxford, then goes into Birmingham. Through that sort of stop. Only issue is that Traffic Lodged would love to upgrade this so that it's not so lodged. If I upgrade that with bus lanes, 50,000, I think that's worth it. I think if I do the same all over, try not to spend 400k though. 200, I do not want to spend that much. 100,000, another 100. That's mostly fine. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like that should be pretty fine. So one of the trains off of our, where is it? GWR main line, train number 3. I can go onto a new route, so that will be between London Paddington and Oxford, which can't be connected for some reason. Get a double lip there, and then also what I'd need to do here is build this. Now it's complaining about too much curvature. Show the game too much curvature. There we go. Right, so now that's still not really wanting to do it. There you go. So single track, one train, shuttling back and forth, 60 people. Should be fine, I think, for now. I then also do think I do need to actually even buy an extra bus. Should probably come out from London. Don't have enough for that. Don't have enough for that. So probably we'll go with 2 of these. Can't even afford that. Just go with 1 of these. And then this will be on this new route, which will be from Oxford up to Brum. There we go. Hello, Amari. Oh my god, the growth of Tokyo is at plus 330%. That is crazy fast. God, I have 300 people waiting for a train at Tokyo Station. To be fair, at least it is realistic. This is what happens when you decide to create a metro service in Tokyo, of all places. So, this is our train going from Paddington. Station is overloaded. Don't know what station they're talking about, but it is GWR. This is Paddington to Oxford. There we go. So a couple of people start using that. That will not make money immediately, but hopefully eventually. Family of Catenary, I know it was a service to another city. Fair enough. How many people are waiting here? So a lot of people are actually waiting to go via Church Street, which is up via Cambridge. So what I'm finding is very busy. Extremely busy. The X1, I might just cut back between Cambridge and London. Just simply because this at least has a bus lane and the rest of this route does not. So if I manage vehicles on the X1, reduce, actually what I should do is first I'll reduce down the X1 so it's not all the way from Manchester. Don't want it via Manchester Road. 4, 5. Yeah, so I don't want that. Don't want it to go into Brum yet. So I'll just go Cambridge down to Church Street. Nope, I've done that completely wrong. I don't want it to go down to Brighton because that's just replicating the route we already have. And leave sort of one route there and then create a new route, which will be probably Birmingham to Sheffield, I would say. And then that sort of avoids all the traffic. And then from Sheffield, they can then take this bus over to Oxford and then take the train into London. So there isn't as much of a need to go over to Cambridge. Then obviously there is this missing link between Sheffield and Manchester. But at the moment, beggars can't really be choosers. So I'll put it over onto this. And then this will be the X5. Actually, the X2. This will be I'm gonna need to get Sheffield station code, but I'll do that in a split second. Down to Birmingham Moor Street. It's just BM for now. So we've just basically radicalized our services. After this, can you try to do Cross America? Just do the bus route numbers. I will also do where they go, because otherwise I will confuse myself in future. It might also be worthwhile doing some cargo routes, because to be honest, accounts not looking great. So Paddington service is extremely busy, whereas the Oxford service is not. And by Paddington service, obviously mean the Bristol and Exeter service. Trains coming in fully laden. Would probably be worthwhile trying to create an even gap between these two trains. So I'm probably going to get this one to wait in the station for a bit. I also take out a cheeky little loan. Just so that I'm able to then get one extra carriage onto this train. since I do want it to then... There we go. There we go. So leave this train here, wait until the other train actually pulls into Exeter, create an even gap between them, and that creates a 5-minute headway, which is alright. Usually you'd want to aim for about 3 minutes or more. Because that's sort of like the sweet spot in this game. Quite a lot of people actually wanted to go off to Oxford now, so that's doing pretty good, I'd say. Definitely would also say that it's probably worthwhile getting an extra train, extra bus whilst I have the money onto the Birmingham shuttle. That's going to stay here in Paddington. Train's making its way down to Exeter. So unload all the passengers, start loading up this train. Wait for this one to actually leave. And then once this train over here leaves, there you go. So now they're leaving at the same time. So one leaves Exeter as one's leaving Paddington. So this one will probably get to Bristol first, but then it should be fine. Not really like a halfway point, I'd say. That does not matter. Very heavy demand in Birmingham for our X5, which will be the Birmingham shuttle. Which thankfully they should be able to bypass all the traffic because they'll have dedicated bus lanes. Whereabouts is this? Okay, so this bus is actually stuck in traffic in the city centre itself, which is a bit of a problem. So something like this. How much kilometres of tracks do I have? That is a good question. Let's see. On here, tracks. I have 10,000 kilometres of tracks. I don't know how I have 2,000 kilometres of electric tracks. That's confusing. But yeah, I have 10,000 kilometres of tracks, which is quite impressive. But we are steaming into... Well, actually, we're in World War One, which is a bit concerning, considering basically I have no network coverage, all things being considered. Do feel like if I could get my buses to just go around a different route. So if they can go around like this and then go over there, I'll set some waypoints, so like that, so that then the X5, after it leaves Manchester, Manchester Road, don't want to go via there, via here, and then before coming up into Manchester Road, comes up here. So then that way it's sort of avoiding most of the traffic, apart from on this road, which can't really be helped. Because this is very heavy traffic throughout Oxford. But actually in Oxford it is moving, so it's not too bad, I'd say. It's not absolutely the end of the world, just not really ideal either. What I would then probably want to do, since we are making decent money now, I suppose, to the accounts of this route, horrendously stuck in traffic, leaving London, of course. There isn't really an easy solution for that. London's just very busy. Probably worth like starting to create sort of like the M25, but I want to focus on passenger services. World War II. I do mean World War II. Did I say World War One? I meant World War II. What's that? 60,000. So I'm a sixth of that. Yet this is my entire network, which is why I'm confused. I don't know how I have 2,000 kilometers of electric track, because that doesn't. From this, you wouldn't think that I'd have that much electric track, like full stop. Because none of it... Oh, actually, no, never mind. All of it is electrified with third rail. That does make sense. So So this train number 3 only has 15 people on it, so slowly losing us money, which is a bit concerning. Passenger-wise, our trains are actually doing pretty good from Bristol. Might be worthwhile actually switching it over so that it's a service to Bristol instead of to London, the Oxford train. Might look at getting this around like this and then getting a signal and then probably changing this around so that this one doesn't go into Paddington but does go into Bristol Temple Meads. And then once over there, build a sort of turn back so that then get it. There we go. That's not a one-way signal. Manage the line, and I want this over there. There we go. Oh, that is actually genuinely not what I wanted to do. This isn't realistic. There aren't actually... Well, actually, I say that. There are services between Bristol and sort of Oxford, though I'd assume that they'd more come up like this instead of coming all the way down there, because that is a bit long and it's a bit indirect. But do you know what? Speed and convenience of the train? Unfortunately, not all my services are connected with one each other. Do you plan to expand the Oxford line? I do. I plan on sort of expanding the line up to Birmingham. Obviously, I don't think Oxford's directly connected to Birmingham. I think there is a bypass there, but I think in this save I would connect Oxford to Birmingham. I feel like that's the most logical next place to go. And then connect that up to Paddington. Church Street does have quite a lot of people waiting for it. Waiting for buses. I think the next sort of logical thing to do might be worthwhile sort of connecting up like Southampton with Brighton and then like Bournemouth. In fact, actually, I'm going to do that. Decided it would make a lot of sense to have Bournemouth to Southampton and then down to Brighton and if we do that, then over into Southampton, then down to Brighton. So at the moment, just connecting everything up with buses and then hopefully eventually having enough sort of money to actually replace these if they become popular enough with train routes, so we can do sort of the West Coast main line or the West Coast Railway, which doesn't really go all the way to Southampton, but we can pretend like it does. Actually, technically it does, but Southern rarely serves Southampton. It's more Portsmouth Harbour, but they do sometimes occasionally venture out as far as Southampton, so it would make sense. But it would be like an L shape, but then having a direct service. The only issue is, because they're so close together, it's just not worth really connecting these with railways. And to be fair, since I do have the money, I think connect up Calais and Dover. Try not absolutely break the bank though. I didn't realise it was so expensive to build a shipping port in Dover. 270,000, and then over the other side in Calais. So now we are in French territory. Build it over here. Then it would require a road connection. There we go, and then this will also require that road connection. Get that all the way up here, and then connect it up like that. Now, don't have the actual funds to afford the ferries. This save isn't going exactly to plan, if I'm being honest. Didn't expect to be this strapped for cash. Train number 1, making decent headway to Bristol. A lot of people waiting to go down to Oxford's. No, but a lot of people waiting to go down to Paddington. So if we sort of let this main line run for a bit. Bus route numbers. You could have a tram connecting them. I just realised how OP planes could be with real capacity mods. That is actually very true. 200 passengers on an airplane connect like London with Edinburgh. You're in for like millions. You become a millionaire overnight just like that. Do you know what? To be honest, this is like actually outrageous how just little money I have on the save. I get the shipyard. Build it over here. I think if I get the Zurich, get 2 of those, get it onto Calais to Dover. Do you know what? I will actually do what was suggested to connect them up with trams instead. I think that just makes a lot of sense. In fact, what I'll do as well is actually connect Brighton and London with trams. Really need to do something about this because it is just so busy. I think, honestly, if I remove this and then I just widen this road, because otherwise that's just forever going to be a bottleneck. And then sort of put these bus stops back. Whilst we're here, you know what? Should also build tram tracks. That'll be 500,000, so I don't really want to do that. Get that all through there. Connect all this up. And then on top of that, I think replace this with wider roads, tram tracks, come into Brighton. Don't know why this is a tiny little lane. Come over here. Never mind, I suppose. Wrap that all the way around there, and then now connect this down the coast. Can't be too reckless. Through here. That's up. And then from here on out. Tramway then can continue up to Bournemouth. We're in Bournemouth. Does a nice little loop of the town. So that's now all connected with tram tracks. Now we just need this sort of tram depot, which let's say I'd put over here. Put it so that it's just out of the way, still connected. And then, 37 miles per hour. So this is blisteringly fast. How many people can this hold? 33. So get 2 on Brighton to Paddington. So it's saying it's missing electric paths, but I can't see where that would be. Yeah, I don't see where that would be. That's a bit confusing. See. Okay. Would it be from here? Oh, is it because, hang on a minute, I think because I haven't put electric overhead wires. It's probably screaming at me in the comment section and in live chat about that. I did eventually notice get this all electrified. That just destroyed like half the town with a bit of tracks. Yeah, that honestly is such a pain when that happens. And like the actual expense of needing to destroy an entire town just to have like a tram route go through it, I'll never understand. Okay, get that all the way over. After that needs to be done with those. That connected up. And then after that, we're now basically on country roads. Then upgrade it. There we go. So now what can be done, connect these two up like that, connect this over there, and then what this will allow us to do is those buses currently on the Brighton route, those can go up onto the X1, and then those on this route can go onto the X5. Finally got a really nice route in. People can now travel from cities such as York to Singapore by boat, bus and train. Lucky them. Oh, look at them go. I don't know if maybe the X5 wasn't the best solution, so maybe I feel like putting it on the X5 instead of the X1. Although in saying that, the X1 is actually very busy here. It's just obviously people, or buses I should say more correctly, can't actually get into the town. What I would love for them to do is for them to come around over here, and then oh well, okay, that's a bit of an issue. That's still congested. Although in saying that, just need to get them to sort of turn off. There you go. Get them to do that, so that get a waypoint as well. That's after there, it goes into there. There you go. So now they're not going to be really stuck in traffic for that long. Hopefully. Apart from actually in London, which again, can't really help it. So in saying that, it would be worthwhile turning off traffic lights here. And then I'll sort of Paddington Shuttle. Bus stuck there. Just be nice if I could get them to move, I guess. 32 people, 36. To be honest, I'm feeling like it going to Bristol doesn't make much sense, so I'll put it back to Paddington. And that should be fine for now. Okay, what I'll do with this is I'll put this onto the Bristol route. Just because. So 111 people waiting. Keep that running. What I would like to do from here is if I could get Blumeneck. Okay, that needs to go almost there. Okay, like this. Get this across and then get this onto the Oxford route instead. So that this train behind can pick up all the stragglers that are here in Bristol. All 120 of them, which are not going to fit onto this carriage. Quite busy around Oxford. More people deciding to take the train. And then the bus. Problem is that they do kind of get stuck here. Feel like just get a little town circular Put this onto this town circular for now. Any routes I do not name, they're just temporary at the moment. You should turn the Isle of Wight into a suburb of Southampton. I would actually, do you know what, I'm actually going to do that. I might even build like the world's shortest ferry between these two places. Or at least I say world's Transport Fever 2's shortest ferry. Let's see how this service is doing from Southampton. Fully loads up from Bournemouth. Less so. How many people are waiting? Oh, we have 13 people actually sat in here, but there's 70 waiting to actually go down to Brighton. So quite busy, to put it politely. Second tram. Getting up to the steady heights of 37. Oh, and actually also with tram priority, which feels right. Tram should be getting all the priority. Getting this to then sort of terminate here. Goes around. There we go. It's a good efficient service, this, I feel. That's nearly fully laden. It's definitely fully laden. It's probably going to make quite a bit of money, I would have hoped. I don't know about the extension down to Bournemouth. I feel like maybe we should curtail it at Southampton. But Brighton to London tram. Sort of replacement for the Brighton main line at the moment. Which actually, to be fair, now that I think about it, I feel like that would be the best way of doing the network down here in the south coast, because the cities are so close together, there's no point having like trains between them. I feel like if we just have a railway network between Southampton, London, Brighton and London, and Dover and London, even though I do kind of want high speed between Dover and London, high speed 1, and then high speed 2, which will go all the way up to Birmingham. Which isn't, like, at that point, it's like, what is actually the point? Whereabouts are you stuck? Just about to go into the city, fair enough. Getting everyone at the train station. Loading up. This isn't too badly headquartered, too badly sort of patronised, I should say. Now, if we get one more passenger carriage on there, I feel, so we can really start cramming them in. That's been routed in front of our Bristol train. Not ideal, to be honest. What I would like to do is actually add a signal in here, just so that the trains can get going, so that they're not waiting as long. And then there's 75 people waiting there. Fantastic. I feel like another thing to do is just slowly start adding capacity onto these trains. Actually, what I will do instead, I want to put this down there so that the next train into London has 180 capacity. So this train over here will have 180 people on it because it's a free car train, and also I'm playing with realistic capacity mods because I feel like, again, you do need it. See, 180 people making their way down to Paddington. So let's see how much money this makes. Oops. Increase the speed. And then once this arrives into London, which you can see Oxford in the distance, then that will be the end of this stream. So what I will say in advance is I thank everyone for making it this far. If you have enjoyed this stream so far and you're new here, do be sure to subscribe for more, because I do stream at least once every single week. Do be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on, press the little bell so you're notified every single time I go live. or whenever I post a new video. Do give this stream a like if you've enjoyed it, and we've made a healthy $1 million just from this train, which also, by the way, leaving with a full 180 person capacity. Absolute insanity. And still leaving people behind. Crazy numbers here. Our Paddington Shuttle's not doing great, so that is definitely for the next episode. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.